Hello. Hello, everyone. Let's see how my lighting's doing. Maybe a little more. Yeah. I hope you all are doing well. Falling music. We're working on Prokofiev today. Some of you guys in the last stream actually said you wanted to hear Prokofiev. And I had actually planned it. So I'm very proud of myself for that. So today is not going to be a glamorous. We're going to work on phrasing and musicality. We're going to do a technical shred because this piece needs it. And this is such an efficient way to practice, like really working on small sections, really analyzing the technique of playing these tough parts. Hello! I'm so excited that you guys are here too. Like I said, really working on these technical areas. This is such an efficient way to practice. And I didn't practice really this way until I was in college. And it saves you so much time. Now that I'm getting ready to leave college, it's a huge part of how I practice today. Because when you're trying to start a career, you don't have a lot of free time to practice. So we're going to do some technical shredding today. I am playing the Prokofiev. If you have any questions, type them in the chat and I will answer them. I can demonstrate whatever you would like. This is your chance to really ask me anything while I have Celli with me. Doesn't have to be about the Prokofiev, and I will try to explain my tips in a way that can help you no matter what you're practicing. It doesn't have to be this piece. So I'm going to try to explain things in a way that you can apply to other stuff. Okay, so technical things, intonation with big shifts. In the exposition, there's some pretty scary shifts. There's scary shifts everywhere. This one. All the way up there. Do you guys hear that's a triad? That's a D major triad. And I feel like my F sharp wasn't quite sharp enough. So finding triads or chords that you can tune in a bunch of 16th notes or faster, that's really helpful. Back to the same F sharp. So honestly, finding chords, triads, and also similar, well, not similar, the same notes. So if you have an F sharp, like in this passage, you have an F sharp, you play a couple notes, and you come back to that F sharp, it's got to be the same F sharp. So if you focus on those two things first, that's going to be a lot of your intonation battles fought, but it's going to take time. And that's just one of many you guys are going to here tonight. Oh my God. I think I want that G lower. So I'm tuning. Nothing should be opening up here. I'm tuning a perfect fourth. You could also do. If you don't know how to hear perfect fourths or fifths yet, you can use your open string. That actually wasn't that out of tune. That was one. Now we're gonna do the next big one. That's a big one. I'm always flat. There it is. D, B flat. And then I play them again. That's another case. Similar notes repeating themselves in close proximity. They got to be in tune. They got to match. So that's a huge thing. Oh no, Frank's here. Now I'm nervous, Frank. Frank, we're just practicing. There's nothing to see. Hi, Frank. Frank is a fellow cello buddy. If you all don't know him, you should check out. He's a singer-songwriter, beautiful cellist, beautiful human. Happy you're here, Frank. That's such a tricky shift. So if you guys have, if you dolls have a big shift like that, and you don't have, if you don't have a position build up, like you're climbing up, if it's just a slide and you got to hit it, a couple things you can do. You can do a bit slow, relaxed glissando up to the note. So if you do a glissando with a relaxed hand, that's going to make the faster shifts easier. If you're tight in your fingers, You guys have ever shift and you do like a little skid? That's because your finger's tight and you don't quite get there. So that's one thing you can do. Then do it a little faster. I'm always flat. It's a B flat, but within reason. Okay. So that's some things you can do. A very important thing when you have a lot of stuff up here in thumb position, you need to know the layout of your fingerboard. If you don't know the layout of your thumb position notes, shifting is going to be really tricky. So a great way to do that is your scales. I know it sounds, well, duh, but yes, practicing your scales in thumb position. Try only thumb position. If you wanted to play G major. That's a great way to learn where certain notes are. And you could just do a quick drill to yourself. You could go, let's say you wanted to do modes. Now start on A, but keep it in G major. So really play around in thumb position a lot. So when you have to play passages fluently, you'll know where your notes are, places to shift, things like that. If you guys have any questions about thumb position, please ask. It's like my favorite part of playing cello. I love thumb position. But yeah, we're here playing Prokofiev Sinfonia Concertante, which is one of the hardest pieces ever written, and I just wanted to torture myself and learn it. But you guys can ask me any questions about practicing and cello playing. It's just a place for us dolls to hang out. It's a safe space. Okay. So I want to put those shifts back together in the piece under tempo. Nope, gotta do it again. So what this is telling me is it's not practiced efficiently yet. So I gotta go back. You gotta be willing to go back and kind of grind away at it more. And you notice I'm also just isolating those two notes. You don't have to play an entire measure over and over or entire phrase over and over. That's kind of the next step. Just do two notes. It doesn't sound exciting, but it's hella efficient. Okay? Now I'm going to try it one more time. Better, but I didn't and feel comfortable. Okay, next one. I'm still flat. So what I did, I actually shifted a little bit faster. So maybe I'll get a little higher if I go a little faster. Yes. Okay, and another thing too, when you are practicing slow like this, and this was something that took me a long time to hear, you got to have a beautiful tone. If you are shredding away and the intonation is good, but the tone is not good, when you speed it up, it's not going to help. So really take the time to be relaxed and loose and have a good tone. So now we're coming to one of the hairiest parts. There's a couple double stops in here. We have tenths. And this is a rarity to play tenths on cello. It doesn't happen a lot. I see you, Mixed Teas. I'll get to your question. I just got to rant about tenths. Tenths are really hard because the distance is large. But what my teacher had me do in my lesson that I want to do quite a bit here tonight, when you have double stops, keep the shape, but practice, play the separate strings, because then you'll see which finger isn't in tune. Because if you're playing the combined, it's not always obvious, but if you keep the double stop shape, so I'm playing the double stop, but I'm only playing A string. And then you do it again. What are the... So I'm keeping the double stop, but I'm only playing one string. So I'm going to do that in the tenths section, which is... So I had to go a little higher. Okay, now I'm going to do the top. Yeah. Woohoo! There's a dog barking. There's a dog barking. I'm sorry. I think it heard me go woot woot. Or it's hearing. It's telling me my tenths aren't in tune. I know they're not in tune. Okay, now let's try putting it together. Almost. Oh, the other thing too, try to build one note at a time, then two, then three, then four. That can also tell you where the problem is. Well, there's one. Isolate it. Okay, I'm gonna give my thumb a break and answer some of these questions. Yo, can you talk a bit about the open string bowings you did with Peter Howard? I will gladly. I love Mr. Peter Howard. He's a mentor I met at a summer festival, and he changed my life. Absolutely changed my life. Multiple reasons, just talking about music and also my technique. I learned a lot in one summer with him than I did some years of my cello learning. So the open string exercise, he had quite a few, but the one I talk about a lot, he loved 88 for the metronome. So you take your metronome, you put it on 88 beats per minute. Okay. And you play a long note. We'll do, I think, like a dotted half, maybe 3 beats. And then you do 2 pairs of eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3. And the whole point is when you get to the eighth notes, you should do it with a loose fingers, and you should try to play the majority of that with your fingers. Sometimes I like to repeat the eighth notes. The tip is the hardest. So really lean in with your pointer finger. I think I have too much rosin. Don't do what I'm doing. Get a cloth. My cloth's in the other room. You saw nothing. There it is. And the goal... So you want to stay in the string so that you get a clear tone. You don't want to come in and out of the string. Devin. Hi, Devin. I miss you. There you go. So you could even just do the eighth notes if you're really concerned about loosening up your fingers. You can just do the eighth notes. You can also just do them at the tip. That's the hardest. Okay. So 88 beats per minute, 4/8 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4 long. You could do 3 or 4 beats. I wouldn't go below 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You can do it with your scales too. That's a bowing exercise you could do with your scales. But open strings, you don't have to worry about your left hand. The open string is the fundamental of your sound. Bam. If there's one thing to remember tonight, that's what it is. Your open string is the fundamental of your sound. So if the open string is nice and clear and you can get a good tone, that will help you a lot. Mr. Mix Tease, you asked something about doing a thumb 2 octave. A 2 octave what? A thumb 2 octave? If you could elaborate, I would be glad to help. I'm going to go back to my tenths. Sorry, not sorry. Got to hear my tenths. You can also break double stops. There. Oh, for practicing tenths? Yeah, but a thumb is doing what in 2 octaves? Like a thumb position scale? You could do octaves. Oh, do you mean like... That's 1 octave. You mean... that's like impossible to reach. I couldn't do a 2 octave. Hi, Kiko. 2 octave reach. Practicing tenths, that's a tricky one. If you want to get to tenths, exactly right. Oh, thumb and second finger. It also depends on the span of your hand. I know for tenths, third finger is what is usually used. If you have a really big hand, I mean, I've never seen thumb in 2. I would say 3. Because also 2, that makes your hand a lot more straight. Thumb, I just feel like you have a little more flexibility than this. I think you got a little more mobility with third finger. But if you want to get to the point of practicing tenths, you should be comfortable banging out thumb position octave scales. Your octave should be really comfortable. That's the first step. And then you'll probably be better off with your tenths. So I'm going to do that a little faster. Oh, I understand what you're saying. I never thought of that. Well, the only thing, so what Mix T's is suggesting is you play an octave, but you do 2 instead. add the third for the 10th, which could help. Thanks, Mixed Teas. The only thing is an octave is an eighth, then you have a ninth, then you have a 10th. So you might get confused about the ninth in the middle. So I'm going to go back to alternating. So I start with the bass and then I add the top. I do a little faster. It's between the welcome to my life. Kiko asks, what's your favorite referential recording of the piece? Well, I have a couple thoughts on that. So actually, I listened to recordings a lot more when I was in college. And the reason being, I talked with my teacher about this recently. He says recordings are good for when you're first learning, but then you don't want to start imitating who you're listening to. You want to find your own interpretation of the piece. But I will say, if the concerto was written for a specific cellist, and most concertos are. So this one was written by, ta-da, Rostropovich. You should listen to that recording as one of them because they worked with the composer directly. So if you can find the recording of who a piece is dedicated to, and I'm sure you can find Rostropovich's recording, you should listen to that as part of it, but you should listen to multiple ones. There's a big YouTuber, Pablo Fernandez. He won a big competition with this piece. He has a great recording, and I think he just released one, a more recent one. He's amazing. He rocks this piece. Pablo Fernandez. He's in our generation right now, and he's doing amazing things. So, next double stop. There's these crazy scales in sixths. They're all major sixths. So I'm going to do the separate voices. Yeah, I forgot where I was. It's that last one. A lot of times with your intonation, you tend to be sharp or flat. And when I was first in college, I was flat. Then I became sharp in my master's, and now I'm flat again. I tend to be flat. Yeah, baby. No. Isolation. Oh yeah, you can also do it in you can do it in groups of 3. Is your hair blue or red? Oh, my hair is like a blue green right now. Devin, my brother, I love Devin. We've been friends for so long. He knows all my secrets. How do you get noticed in the classical community? How far can you bend a piece until it's frowned on? That's an amazing question, Devin. Oh my God. I love that question. So what Devin's asking is, how do you make a piece your own without going too far and making a scandal? I don't know. So basically, you should follow what's in the music. And I know that sounds very duh and obvious, but you'll be surprised. You will actually hear in a lot of pieces tempo changes that aren't in the music. You'll hear retards, rubatos, slowdowns, accelerandos that aren't always in the music. So really pay close attention to the music. In terms of being respectful to the music. Another thing is your tone and your intonation. That's huge. If you can have beautiful tone and impeccably consistent intonation, you'll have a career. And it sounds simple, but it's not. So how do you make a piece your own? Well, you can do things such as color. And what do I mean by color? So I'm going to take a melody from the Prokofiev. So I see that as kind of triumphant, heroic, and noble. So I want a bright sound, but I want a sound that's warm. So I'm going to use some nice vibrato. But what if you wanted this to be angry? I don't think it's angry music, but if you wanted it to be angry, you could be a little more active with the bow and your bow changes, and maybe a faster vibrato. Haha. Oh my gosh. trying to take those liberties with the character. Oh my God. Thank you, Frank. So yeah, you can play around with characters. Basically, characters, emotions, and colors. That's a huge, yeah, great idea, Devin. Angry or sadly vengeful. Not angry, but sadly vengeful. How would I play that? So yeah, things like that is a way you can make a piece your own. And that involves really being familiar with how it sounds. What kind of story does the piece tell? You can really get creative with those kinds of things. Frank just mentioned an amazing thing. February 28th, my teacher is going to be performing the Bach cello suites. And I mean, all of the Bach cello suites. So this first concert on the 28th, he's going to perform the first 3. And then on a future concert, he's going to perform the latter 3. So I will put a website in the chat at the end of this live stream. Thank you, Frank. You guys should all check it out. My teacher, I don't think about it too much because it makes me nervous. My teacher studied with Pablo Casals. So I just got goosebumps. So he has an amazing insight into the Bach suites, and it's debatable. Frank and I have talked about this actually, but a lot of people say Pablo Casals was one of the people who discovered the Bach cello suites and made them popular again. So Pablo Casals was a pioneer for the Bach cello suites, and my teacher is going to be performing the first 3 next Sunday. So next Sunday night, have a classy concert at home and listen to some Bach. I need to go back to my double stops. Bye, Devin. Thank you. I do the bottom voice. That's the problem. I'm practicing it in all different sorts of lengths. I'm practicing the whole thing. I have a goal of maybe 5 notes. So I'm going to try to play this passage and build it 1 note at a time now that I've practiced them separately. There it is. I had a brain fart for a second. What am I doing? then the next time it goes a little bit higher. So I'm just going to play the ending of that. So close. It's a grueling part, guys. I'm wondering. It is slow, and I'm just doing it to process the technique. But I'm wondering how far I am from the actual tempo. What's my goal? So I'm close, but I'm gonna try it at a few clicks slower. No shame in going slow, guys. Seriously. It's that last bit. Aha, I'm rushing the opening. Almost. Nope, that plan didn't work. Yeah. So my goal for this part is I'm going to work with this marking this week, and I'm going to maybe tick it up once every day. So right now I'm doing it at 90. The goal is 96. All right. Let's see. So there's another part later on that's very technical. You're basically running up and down the fingerboard playing these arpeggios. But how do you get that clean and accurate, right? Having your cello in tune helps. The weather's been nasty. It's been going out of tune like crazy. I don't know where you guys all are, but I'm in New England, so we're in the dead of winter right now. Do we have anyone outside outside of the US watching. I know you guys are out there. Oh, now it sounds worse. Why? Oh my God. I hate the winner. I hate it. Cello blues, why won't you stay in tune? Okay, we're back. Back in business. Arpeggios. So, I'm gonna try to keep the string crossings as smooth as possible and almost think of them as a chord. So kind of smearing over the strings. So, and I'm trying to do it in the rhythm. And getting those lower notes to speak is tricky. So I'm trying to be really low with my elbow. When you're on the lower strings, you really want as much of your weight coming down into your elbow, into the string as you can. Have you guys ever done a slur? Oh, Kiko from Venezuela. Beautiful. Never been. Would love to. If you guys have a lot of kind of an intonation game you can play with yourselves, is you pick a random note and you stop and you put a fermata over it, and is it in tune? Yeah, it's a scary game, but it's worth playing. So, again, I'm flat. Ah! It's a great one to do if you have a big shift like that. Just put a fermata on the note after you shift. Oops. decide what kind of fingering I want to do for that spot. I might need... You guys ever creep on a video for someone's fingerings? I might have to see what people do there to get that harmonic. I could shift, but I don't feel like I should. I don't know. I could do 1-1 or 1-2. I feel like 1-1. Maybe I'll try 1-1. I don't know. Then the next part, this it changes. It's a lot. That has to be higher. So I'm just going to practice. Oh, this is a great chance to show this other exercise. If you want to practice a bunch of shifts, just practice the first note of each position so you can really solidify the shifts, which I clearly need here. That's your first shift. That's a baby shift, but it's a shift. Then E, A, C. So that's the first note of each position. So basically, play all the ones in this case. Play all the ones. Because when you play the passage, you just plop down the second finger. If the first finger's in tune, just plopping down second, or you have a pretty good shot at the whole thing being in tune. But you really got to nail those shifts and be in the right position. So... Close. Yeah, it's a lot. And I'm going to carry this in tomorrow. So I hope you guys saw some cool exercises. Again, this is a work in progress. Like, the point of these is for you guys to watch me practice stuff that I'm currently learning. And I feel like it's hard for musicians to open up and show this side of them. It's hard for me. Like, I had a squeak that I'm not proud of that just happened because I had too much rosin. I wasn't in tune. And I don't, no one likes to share that side of themselves, but it's what is necessary. We have to have those moments in our practice rooms. So thank you guys for sticking around and for watching. I hope you guys learned some cool things that you could do in your practicing. Some of those shifting exercises, ways to tune. When you have a bunch of notes going on, how do I even start to tune this? Last call for any questions. If you guys have any questions about things, I'm going to find that link for my teacher's concert, which is Sunday. Like I said, my teacher will be playing the first 3 Bach cello suites, and then he's going to play the next 3 at a later date. So,
hello. This is where my mic is.
While I find that link, does anyone have any questions? Anything at all? Are you guys just dazzled by the knowledge? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here we go. So, front page of this website, you'll see my teacher's concert. And this is his organization also. Close Encounters with Music is my teacher's baby. He made it. It's an incredible organization that tries to make classical music more approachable. So February 28th at 7:30 p.m. I believe they're going to be streaming it on YouTube, but that's the website. If you guys want to see my teacher play some Bach, I know I'll be watching. But thank you all so much for joining this live stream. And I really hope, thank you, Kiko. I really love being here. And also, I know pretty much all of us are still in quarantine. So if you guys this is a place for you guys to come and also socialize and use the chat and to just kind of gather with people who all love music and all love cello. So yeah, just a place for us dolls to hang out, and you guys get to watch me sweat. Oh. Till we meet again, Prokofiev, which will be tomorrow. Gonna practice some more of that. And I hope to share some more of it when it's more well learned. Probably some stuff on Instagram. Maybe I'll make a post once I get a better handle on this. But have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I don't know if I have any first-time viewers here. If you're here, welcome. Please subscribe and check out the channel for all sorts of goodies. And we'll see you guys soon. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.